Hello and welcome to Anna's Scrap Corner. Today I am going to show you how to make a secret letterbox. I have what looks like a pile of letters, but if you lift up this top letter here, you find a secret compartment inside. So let me show you how to make this. And for this project I'm using 5 envelopes and 4 pieces of cardboard, and these pieces of cardboard are slightly smaller than the envelope, as you can see, and since I'm using these plain white envelopes, I want to colour them a bit, and for that I'm using distress ink pads, and the colours I'm using today are Tattered Rose, Tea Dye, Scattered Straw, Antique Linen and Old Paper. I'm also using some fluid chalk, and this happens to be dark brown, but you can of course use any colours you prefer. And I have some here that I've prepared, and as you can see I've distressed these, and what we're doing is we set 2 of these envelopes aside, because these 2 are going to be the top of the box, along with 1 piece of cardboard, and the other pieces we insert them into the envelopes. And we also need to secure these cardboards in the envelopes, so simply use some adhesive like so. And seal the envelope like so, and we have our first envelope. So go ahead and do the same thing with the other 2 envelopes. And what we do next is we cut out that centerpiece, and I have a template here, and as you notice I'm placing this template slightly off center, because when you pile them up, this center cutout will be lined up on all of the envelopes, and that will make the pile look more natural, since it's slightly off center. So go ahead and trace around that template like so, and what we do next is get a craft knife and a ruler, and make sure that you use either a solid metal ruler or a ruler with a metal edge, like this one. This is the design ruler from Tim Holtz, because if you don't have that metal edge or a solid metal ruler, you might cut in. And if you don't have that metal edge or a solid metal ruler, you might accidentally cut into the plastic. And what we do is simply cut out that square we just made, and you might have to make several passes because the cardboard is quite thick, so make sure that you cut all the way through. And as you can see, I've cut all those center pieces out, and I'm going to set those aside for a moment and take the two envelopes that we set aside at the beginning, and as you can see, I've drawn a square on one of the envelopes. And what we do with this is get your crafts knife again and the ruler, and we cut diagonally from corner to corner. Like so. And again from corner to corner, like so. And what we do with this is we simply fold these flaps backwards, like so. And this will be the frame for the envelopes, the top frame. And if anything hangs out like this, simply trim that off with some scissors. So we set that aside for a moment as well. And as you can see, this final piece of cardboard, I've covered this side here with some pattern paper because I don't want that cardboard to show up here. So go ahead and do that. But before we insert this into the envelope, we're going to decorate this, and I'm using some stamps. These are some clear stamps, gelatin clear stamps, and place these randomly on a acrylic block. Get some ink, and now I've decorated my envelope and put down the address, and I've also stacked these envelopes together, lining up that Santa cutout. And as you can see, you can see the cardboard very clearly in here, and that doesn't look very nice. So we're going to make a lining for the box, and for that I'm using that same patterned paper that I used for this cardboard in the top envelope, the lid. And as you can see, I've lined the box with the pattern paper, and our box is done.